Ooh, let's go over this thing. I almost fell. Let's do a garden tour, and that's what's going on at Nova's house. Here's something else, Lila. Welcome back to the garden. Today I figured, well, let's do a little tour. I haven't put out a video in months. Haven't done a tour since, was it August? July? August? Me and Lila are out here. She's causing a bunch of havoc. But I figured today's going to be a good day. It is middle of September, into September. I think today's the 20th. One more day to the equinox, which would be the start of autumn. We've actually been really warm here in western Pennsylvania. Every day last week was in the 80s. Cooler in the overnights and in the morning, but afternoons are in the 80s, so we're still growing pretty good. I'll show you guys some issues with peppers that are just coming the bud out now, which I doubt I'll get peppers from them, but I'm going to let them grow. We've had a bumper crop of tomatoes. We've had a good time doing that. We have beans planted everywhere. And I also have some seedlings coming up, or some fall crops, cabbage and rocket, spinach and stuff like that, which I never have much luck with. But I figured I'd give it a try anyways, direct seeded it. Excuse me. Carrots, I don't know if they're good or not. I mean, they're good on top, but they could be bad underneath. I definitely have my work cut out for me this fall. A bunch of beds that are in disrepair. Some of the beds over there, the homemade raised beds, they've fallen 8, 10, 12 inches. I don't know why, but they did. They're 3, 4 years old, but I have a plan for that. Some of the wood's rotten. So just typical stuff, but actually a little more this year. I started working on putting some gates to keep the dogs out of the in-ground bed that I did, so I have some ideas with that. Although Houdini, she's already over there, but I do have this gate open. I don't even really think I'm gonna talk much in this video. Maybe I will, I'm not really sure, but let's take a walk around the garden. Okay, so let's just start right here. This old raised bed. Some beans I planted a little bit ago. They're coming good. The basil's kind of finishing that was in here. The rosemary, if you look back in videos, I had it through all last winter with the hoop on and everything. I don't know what happened. Didn't make it. None of my oregano made it. Lila's over there eating grass. Here are the carrots. Like I said, they look good on top, but we never know what's going to happen. These couple goofy tomato plants, that worked out pretty well. These bean plants, I planted a lot of pole beans. Never grow much pole beans, but I figured I would grow some. And they're big and green, but no beans. Here's just a little overview. Maybe I can, yeah. I don't know what's going on with my camera or my phone. It updated and now it won't do things. It's just an overview of the back garden. Like I said, I gotta get some of these trees out because right now it should be just total sun on it, and it's not. So walking in, tomato plants, and if you go back and look at some of the planting videos, you'll see how it looked before. Maybe I'll put a little, I'll put a little picture. But these are the pepper plants I'm talking about. Look, it is the middle to the end of September, and I'm just getting peppers on them now. So I really don't think I have enough time, but you never know. These were Purple Rain, and they grew like mad, and they have these really huge leaves, and I got about 6 tomatoes off of them. I don't think I'm gonna plant them again. This was all my Cherokee purples. Did great, got tons. They're about done. They've about finished. Still got a couple big green ones back there, and a couple coming in over there, but I think they're about done. You can see they're not looking real good. Over there were my beefsteaks. They didn't do all that good either. Big green, no tomatoes. Basil did great. It was like living in a basil forest. We made a lot of pesto, a lot of sauce. I have bean plants, those pole beans. I planted them and they're interspersed in here. See, here's one. No beans. In here, I threw a couple tomato plants. My Borgies and my Thornburn did excellent in this middle bed. And this is the latest and greatest and newest bed that I built. You can go back and check out some build videos if you so desire. But they did really, really good. Now down here are my paprika peppers. And I have a dozen or so more in the house that are red that are drying. Actually oh yeah, that's a paprika pepper as well. This bed had beets, actually wasn't that bad. Here's another one of those pepper plants that's big and green and beautiful. Not a pepper on it. Same with this one. See how tiny they are? I doubt they're ever gonna come good. I got one over there. Bean plants down below. This pepper plant, I don't believe was a paprika pepper. I'm more of a banana, but they're really good peppers, I'll tell you that. But these Thornburn were really good. They were kind of strange, yellowish, greenish tomato, and really good flavor. I would plant them again. And now my Borgies. Here's Miss Lou, my garden partner. These are, and I let them just grow up and fall over, and it works fine. I invented all kind of gardening trellis systems this year. These are the Borgies. These are my little cherry tomatoes. I do believe they're Borgies. They're from Italy. I looked it up. And I was picking this morning, and I thought, well, I'm going to make a video so I won't pick all the little red guys. But these guys come in like crazy. So I have, I'm going to eat one, several bags of these guys frozen. And I have about 5 quarts of them fermented. And, oh, they're really good. So this is definitely a variety of a cherry grape tomato that I will always plant. Another one of those pepper plants. No peppers. Here we go. Now, these are Poblano peppers, home saved seeds, and they grew pretty good. Just, you know, down here we have some more beans. I just threw bean plants everywhere I could. I gotta pick some more pepper plants. Those are paprika peppers, I do believe. This bed had onions and all kind of stuff in it, so these are the ones that I reseeded. These are actually, I did a couple rows of radish. Everybody knows how I feel about radish. If you don't, they're pricks. And I have some cabbage variety plants in there. And if you notice a little white dust, I got some diatomaceous earth and started using it because I watch a lot of videos and people seem to, you know, do pretty good about it. So we'll look down there. I think Lila's going in the house. Right down here, I have more bean plants just hanging out. Just about, oh, it's good to pick some. Okay, and like I said, I put beans everywhere. These are paprika pepper seeds. I think some of these are, I think they're all actually home saved. All the paprika plants that are down there, and that way, I'm pointing, you can't even see. These ones are coming, look at that, they're coming in. Hopefully there's enough time for some more to come in and go red, because you don't want them red when you're making your paprika powder. Like I said, I'm gonna lower this camera a little bit. There, it's a little better. I'm getting some peppers on here, and the thing is, I was really bad again with labeling. So over here is a little gate system we're working on. I'll show you when we get over there. And here are some more seedlings coming up. I'm gonna probably thin them out today, and I think I wrote down what they are. A few more carrots we're gonna see. These tomato plants, I put that huge pole in there, and then actually I ran out of height to keep tying it. But I did get several tomatoes off of them. Some more beans are in there. There's Lila. She's doesn't know if she wants to go in, stay out, but that's Lila. So now over here, this was an old cold frame, but we put up a temporary fence. Real quick, I'll show you. We had that crappy one here for years. It's to keep lilacs going under the deck and different things, but we put a temporary fence up. Dana bought all these fence pieces, and I made a little gate over here and a little gate there, and that keeps these guys from doing things they shouldn't. But I have an idea of how to make a double gate here so I can still get my wheelbarrow through, but we'll see. Oh, so now I'm climbing over everything, knocking everything down. Okay, now these beds. Ooh, look at that. That's a guy we're gonna pick today. See him? That's a paprika pepper. Tons of paprika plants started, and I just started popping them everywhere because they're a variety we like. I love the paprika. But I put tomato plants in here, and I'll get around. And the tomato plant there. Something's wobbly. Ooh, let me tighten you up. All right, much better. So if I walk around here, now these are the 3 beds that I made. So that plant's about done. It's dying off. It's given me a couple tomatoes. This plant here, it grew big, and I staked it up, and it looks great. Honestly, first tomato I've seen on it all season. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. Some pepper plants I put in here. We did get some nice banana peppers. There's a couple nice banana peppers right here. I kind of neglected these beds. I didn't stake them real good, and I didn't pay a lot of attention to them. I did have some kale and stuff in here, complete fail. This bed last year, something happened to it. So I decided I'm just gonna do flowers in here, like a pollinator garden. And I love nasturtiums, so that's basically what I put in here. And over there, I put a wildflower seed mix. It was basically just all nasturtiums as well. But the bees love it and everything. But this is what I wanna show you guys. See how far the bed has fallen? Look, I can dig down like that. And yeah, you got rotted wood, but you know, wooden beds, it happens. Get a little thing here. So this thing said kale and was all the way up top. So that fell, you know, a good foot. This bed did the same thing, but not as bad. And it definitely fell as well. You can see over there. So, you know, what do we got growing here? Some type of weed. So what I'm thinking of actually doing, I might make a video. Oh, in this corner, it's just gone. The wood's gone. But I have some ideas. What I'm thinking of doing is when these are done, before they go to seed, I'm just gonna chop all these nasturtiums, chop them, drop them, mix them in, push some soil to the sides, to the corners where everything fell. I'm kind of gonna do the same thing here. Get everything even. Not gonna tamp it, but I'm gonna get it down there. Maybe it fell because, you know, everything's rotten underneath that I built it with. And then I'm gonna make me a nice mix of some good topsoil, some compost, and we're gonna top these guys off. And I think that's gonna be good, because next year I'm thinking these 3 beds I always play around with, they didn't really come out so good. I'm going to do potatoes. 3 beds of potatoes. We're gonna do like an early, a purple, because we love those purple potatoes this year, and a late. And these beds will just be potato beds. And I wanna see if potatoes do good here. I had okay this year out on the wall, excuse me, but not as good as everybody else. So I'm thinking I might try potatoes back here. And maybe since they're divided in half, one half I'm gonna plant close, and one half I'm gonna plant far apart, and see if it makes a big difference, if you get bigger potatoes, more potatoes, and so forth. So these bags, I had fava beans. And the fava beans are still kind of growing. I did do a second planting of them, and I don't think I'm going to be planting fava beans anymore because they don't do good at all. And they take up a lot of space. Oh, I had cucumbers on the other side of the cattle panel. They did okay, but then something happened and they all just died off within like a week. But these bags, they still do good. I'm unsure what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna dump them out, I'm not gonna move them, but I'm gonna come up with something else to put in them. So let's go here. Well, the sun's there, so let me go up this way. Now, over here, these were in-ground beds that I made. You can watch that video if you'd like. And I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. I had some lettuce and stuff in there. And this is where I put all my Romas and more of the Birdies. Look at those guys. And I built this little thing with string. Well, check this out. They got so heavy that they broke the 2x2 that I put in. Luckily, I do have them wired to a thing there, but it broke it. Now here, this one lasted, and then I put like a string, and then I put kind of like a down guy system over to the cattle panel. It kind of worked. You know, I did string, and I ran them up the string. Thing is, it kept them off the ground. Check out these Romas. Look at those Romas. Now, I watch people, Roma on the ground, Roma on the ground. I'm gonna be picking in a minute, so. I watch people's videos and they get making sauce and all this stuff. How did their tomatoes all come in at one time like that? That's amazing. What I found is I don't get them all at one time. Look how beautiful these plants turned out. Look at all the green ones I still have. So what I do is I've been getting them and putting them in a big freezer bag and freezing them. When the season's over and I have all those tomatoes, I'm gonna make sauce. I'm gonna do it with the frozen ones, and I'm gonna see how it turns out. I'm pretty excited to get down and do that. I did buy some tomatoes at the farmer's market so I can make more sauce, and I'm probably gonna do that this weekend. Here are the pole beans. Check out the pole beans I planted. Down here I had the regular beans. A lot of critters come in these boxes and eat everything. Oh, and I found some dill seed, so I kind of threw it in there. And look, I got a little bit of dill. But these, I'm finally, well, that's an odd one. Where are the, look at this guy. Look how long he is. They're 4.5, 5 inches long. See, I got some up there and some here. And this is the first time in my life I've ever planted a pole bean. Usually always do bush beans because of space. But yeah, look how long they are. I'm uncertain when to pick them. I picked a couple of them, but I ended up just eating them to try them out. I think they're just about ready. They're kind of flat. They don't feel like they have good bean inside, so I'm waiting. Look how long that one is. But they're doing pretty good. And nothing ever grows in this area right here very good. So I think next year, this is gonna be my pole bean site. And if I do it in front, I can plant some stuff in front because they just go to the back, really. There's Lila over there. I think she wants in. Somebody will let her in. These plants here, they're all died back and done. They were Brad's Atomic. And, of course, beans. The Brad's Atomic were a strange little tomato. They were actually really good when they were ripe. When they were a little bit unripe, they were not good. I've had some good peppers growing in the big bags over here. I put peppers and I put beans in here with the tomatoes. But right over here, hop over the fence here, I planted this variety called Pink Fang. They're a paste sauce tomato, kind of like a Roma, but different. And look, there's some green ones you can see. And these guys have come in super heavy. And they taste wonderful. Once again, though, they don't come in at one time, so I've been freezing them. They also grow kind of weird that, maybe you could zoom in if you got more gardening knowledge than I do. The tops of them right there get this weird, they're not cracking per se. They will crack. They just get a weird curl. There's just something not right at the tops of them. So when I'm using them fresh, I'm usually just cutting that part off. But I'm gonna try to get around here. Whoop. And show you down here. Look at the size of them, they're huge. And this worked out well, growing them in these bags up this old trellis. And they grow up and then they just fall over. If they bend and they crack and break a little bit the stems, it makes no difference at all. As you can see, they still grow like mad. And when I go around the other way, I'll show you how they're all hanging down. I have to actually walk in this flower bed to pick them. And that was something from Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, who said just let your tomato plants fall over. They're fine. Now, this is the back side of my tomato land, and a lot of them fall over the back. You can see that one there. And I have to walk back here to pick tomatoes. All right, I'm going to get through this gate. Yeah, look at all the peppers I'm getting. Lovely. I'm gonna go through this gate and show you some other stuff. All right, so that's the back. I call it the main garden. And I just come through the fence there. And we're gonna take a walk around. I never know where to talk to right there, but we're gonna take a walk out front. I'll show you something I'm very excited about is my asparagus. And fingers crossed, we had about 80% of the crowns come up, so I was pretty happy about that. But I'll flip this camera around and we'll do a little walk out front. You can see the new bed that I built. Let's see what's happening with the asparagus. All right, so check this out. Here's my asparagus. This is an after, oh, it looked like somebody took a nip at them. There's some crowns there that came up. I gotta get in and weed and take some things out. There's a couple of these crowns that came up, more weeds. And I had some crowns come up over here. What I wanna do next year, so I don't have anything else out here, is I'm gonna put more crowns along the back there. I'm gonna put more crowns right here, maybe a couple here. Try to fill in where some of the crowns didn't come up. But I'm really hoping that this will just turn into a huge, huge asparagus patch. How cool will that be? There's the garden from this. I don't have my microphone now. It's probably not charged. I said I haven't made a video in months. The bird/bee bath. I'm back here, if I can get in here without stepping on any of my plants. Check out these pink fang tomatoes. Look at them. They come in heavy in droves. Look at that. There, you can see that one has some of that weird marking. It's only at the top. Look how big that one is. I mean, you gotta watch. They fall off pretty easy too. Look, I mean, I'm not a tiny guy, but I'm not a big guy, but that's a huge fruit. And they taste really, really good. Now, this is only 3 plants back here of them. But next year, I definitely want to do 3 or more. I'm in my flower patch here. Get out. Now, let's head out front. First off, this is the new bed I made. I don't even know if I made a video about that. But wherever I plant tomatoes, I'm planting basil. So the basil, as you can see, does great. And actually, this stuff is starting to go to seed, which if you don't want it to go to seed, you know, you just pick that off and you can keep picking. Wow, that one even got some little flowers on it. Sorry, look at that. So that's cool. I may just let that do its thing. So I planted tomato plants all along, put this cattle panel up, and I ripped a bunch out early because I think they got blight. Now these ones look like they got some late season blight to them, if you ask me. But out of the, oh, I love it when the cars go past. Out of all, look at the basil. Needless to say, we eat a lot of basil. We eat it in everything. A lot of tomato salads, pesto. None of these plants here are going to be composted. You can see some of the holes where you think there would be tomato plants. It's because they started off bad and I ripped them and I pitched them over the hill. I do have some cabbage plants in there too that are hiding, and I think the basil is keeping the cabbage moth away. But I'm probably going to clear some of these plants today, clear some other plants that are done. I don't think I'm going to compost these because just of how they look. But all in all, not a bad first season. Some of the grass is creeping. I could do some heavy weeding after the first season. I usually have to with these beds I make. There's another cabbage plant I snuck in there. But I'm not giving up on this or anything. I just got to give it a, just got to mess with it a little more, but I think it'll come along. All right, now here, this is where the garlic grew and the potatoes. Just picked the last potatoes, not too bad. Garlic did pretty good, not as good as the year before, but it did good. And this year is going to be garlic only. I'm planning on doing 3 rows of garlic all the way down to about like there. Oh, see all the little divots in there? If you guys can see them, that's deer. The cornflowers by the mailbox, they worked out. They're super thick. I think I'm gonna, next year I'm not gonna go with all the cornflowers by the mailbox. In fact, I might start taking some of them out today because they're going to seed. Like right there, you can see one popping up from seed. And I get a lot of seed from these cornflowers. The deer seem to like them though. You can see where they were munching on them a little. I put a couple cabbage plants in here. That one's doing okay. Once again, I put that diatomaceous earth. All right, so these tomato plants. This is what the deer do out front. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Now I've left this plant in, and it hasn't had a tomato on it in weeks. But the deer come and snack on it. And the deer last night snacked on this guy. Funny enough, they don't really seem to eat the tomatoes. But here, some more of those Birdies, my grape cherry tomatoes, and they're doing phenomenal. My little thing that I built and I did with this string, I put the cages just for the beginning and something to tie to. It worked out okay. It wasn't so bad. There's people make better versions of it. I may modify it. But I don't believe I'm putting tomato plants there next year because I'm going to be putting my garlic right to there. I'll get 3 rows up there, and that'll be pretty cool. So let's walk around here. And I haven't amended any beds yet or anything. But look at these. They just come in like mad. And I think technically I only have 4 plants in tons. Well, out here I did also plant, ooh, don't want to fall off the wall. Did that in a video years ago. Some more of the pink fang. They didn't do as good out here as they did in the back. Here, I'm not even sure what that was. I really got to get a better labeling system. And like I said, I'm going to amend this bed, get everything ready. I still got about another month and a half until, well, look, somebody got a pumpkin already. I still got about a month and a half until the garlic's going to go in. But it's great for garlic. Oh, and over in there, that it's all empty, I had all my squash. And I had some pretty good squash. Some big, round Italian style that I really liked. I don't think everybody here liked them as much as the regular squash. Zucchini, that is. Courgette, if you are in Europe, Britain. But this bed, I'm not giving up on this bed. I have some hope for it that I'm going to grow some stuff out here. I'm not going to take this cattle panel down this winter because I kind of like it. And I want to install more cattle panels up in the main garden. And whether I grow something that wants to creep up them or not, I'm not going to take them out. My grasses, look at my grasses. It took years, but man, they grow really good. Now, let me sneak through the grass here. I actually have a couple stepping stones in one thing. Ooh. We always have extras. Put some stuff in pots. Look at these big bell peppers coming in. I think they're bell peppers. Once again, oh wait, I have a label. Yeah, they're bell peppers. They're Ozarks. Here's my pineapple. I have 2 pineapples. I gotta get a little more dirt. I don't know how good they're gonna do. These were, I don't know what those are. I think these are jalapenos. And these were free seeds I got from Baker Creek. They're called Detal peppers. And them little guys get red, and wow, are they hot. Here's my other, oh, one fell down into my pineapple plant. And right here are the only Korean pepper plant, the only Korean pepper plant I have that did okay this year. So, oop, just slide back through here. It's kind of like the scene in Gladiator. Oh yeah, we lost some trees. I wasn't sad about that. But these trees got to go. Plain and simple. We need more light in the garden. But that's going to be about it for my mid to end September, almost fall garden tour. Ooh. Let's spin this around. We'll wrap this up. Okay, guys, what do you think? That was 2024 gardening. Like I said, it's not really over yet. We still have, with the weather, we still have a good month of growing left. I got my picking bag out and I got my scissors, and I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna pick, you see all them big red ripe tomatoes. I'm gonna get some of them in on the counter. Oh, look at that, a fava bean. I just don't get enough to dictate the space. Man, I say that, but well, next year I'll be making a video going, hey, good fava beans again. There are a lot of things to fix this fall. A lot of things I didn't even show you. And for my gardening and my channel, I really I didn't do much for a couple of years. I want to get back into it. And if you're here still, which you're probably not, like, subscribe, share the video, tell people about the channel. Comment down below anything you'd like to see or questions you have for me. I'm going to do some more how-to videos, kind of how I do it in my garden anyways. Built some different things with some cattle panels. I'm going to reuse my old hoops that were on my hinged hoop houses. I'm going to reuse them over here in the in bed. I'm going to try to get some, I'm actually going to start some today. I'm going to try to get some onions to overwinter. I want to get some cabbage. I want to see if I can grow some stuff during the winter that as soon as spring comes, it's ready to harvest, and it's going to be really good. These beds over here that I'm going to come and sit down on, they really took a hit this year. I don't know what to make of that. Ooh, man, that sun is bright. Let's get out of there. But all in all, it was a good year. We ate a lot of good stuff. We made a lot of salsa, canned it with our homemade tomatoes. They said I still do buy some at the big farmer's market that is on the other side of Pittsburgh. I'm going to be doing some of that today, making some sauce. Maybe tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. Wow, there's more fava beans down there than what I thought. Maybe I will replant some fava beans. But I'm going to pick some stuff. I hope you enjoyed this tour. Hopefully I like to put out some more videos. Pretty soon it'll be leaves, and I'm going to reuse all my leaves again. I'm going to reuse them more than what I did, because the beds that I mulched heavy with leaves over winter turned out phenomenal. The soil was so good after the leaves breaking down. Just got to chop them up a little finer. But all in all, it's been a good season, and I don't know, I have some ideas, some beds I'm going to replace and what I'm going to replace them with, so forth and so on. And you always got to be doing something. If you're not moving forward, you're going backwards. But I have my work cut out for me today alone. Start clearing some plants, start picking some tomatoes. Well, hey, I'm Noah from the garden. Thanks for stopping.